Hey, so I'm going to do some back testing now, and then I'm going to talk about some thoughts I have around finding success with trading. But let's put some beats on first. Okay, so your success with trading will basically depend on your relationship with it. If you truly love it, you'll make a success of it. If you don't like it, then you won't. Just pure and simple, because you'll just find any excuse to quit if you don't like it. It's like anything, really. If you like doing something, you're going to do more of it. And most people, like me as well, come into trading thinking that it's going to be easy money. You just have to draw a couple of lines on the charts, or you just have to follow someone online and what they're doing. And then you can make some wins and you can make a lot of money. But then after a period of time, you realize that's not really the case. And then you kind of fall out of love with it, because you've probably made a few losses. You've lost a little bit of money which you'd put aside thinking that you were going to get your path to riches and live in a completely different lifestyle. But when it doesn't happen and you're down and you're out, it's easy to put your frustration on the thing that took that money away from you. Like I said, if you don't like it, you'll find reasons to quit. If you genuinely love it, if you genuinely enjoy it, if you like what you're doing on a daily basis with trading, you'll figure out in those periods of time where you are taking losses, what's going wrong and what you're doing that isn't producing favorable outcomes on a consistent basis. You'll want to look into like all the small details as to why things went the way they did and why the things didn't work out the way that you thought, and what you can do next time in order to put safeguards into being able to avoid losses and follow a process. This all stems from having a proper, genuine passion for trading. And it might not be something that you have immediately. Like I said, you probably got a bad relationship with it if you're making a ton of losses, but you're seeing a load of people online making loads of wins, in which case you think, hey, it is possible. If you don't like it, that's when you're going to start throwing in the towel. You'll probably end up coming back to it anyway, because everyone's a gambling addict and this is a very addictive game. But if you like it, you'll stick around and you'll do the hard things. If you don't, you won't do the extra bit of work that's required in order for you to progress. It's like taking a class at school. I don't know about you, but there are a ton of classes I hated at high school, and in those classes I was not engaged. And it's the same with anything that you're learning. If you don't like it, you're not going to learn about it. You're not going to listen in class. You're not going to do the homework. You're not going to do the extracurricular activities. You're not going to be that involved with other students in activities within that class. You're just not going to really be that bothered about it. However, in a class that you do actually enjoy, you're going to put all your extra effort into it. You're going to be wanting to get there early. You're going to be wanting to leave that class late. You're going to want to do the homework. You're going to be wanting to do an extra studying, because it's just something that you find enjoyment in. And it's exactly the same with trading. If you don't find the enjoyment in it, you're not going to do the stuff like the journaling. You're not going to do the stuff like the back testing. You're not going to record all your data. You're not going to go through your data and review it, because collecting it is one thing, but actually reviewing it is a completely different thing. And you really have to love trading to be able to do that. If you don't like it, simple as you're just not going to do that stuff, are you? Like, be real to yourself. The reason that you're probably taking losses and not recording them and reviewing them is because you don't really like that feeling and you haven't got comfortable with it, but that's fine. It's something that develops over time. And one of the most cliche things I think that people say in the trading industry is about having a process-oriented mindset. You got to have a process-oriented mindset, bro. You got to stop thinking about the money. You just got to think about the process. And just in the same way as if you like trading or you dislike trading, if you like processes, if you like routine, and if you like habits, being a process-oriented person is going to be a lot easier for you, because when you set the habits up that will aid your trading and will aid your development and aid your learning, it's going to sacrifice a few things in your life that you may not be totally comfortable with. For example, it will make you a little bit of a loner. It will make you sacrifice evenings with your partner so that you can go through the charts, so you can do a review process, and so you can just overall improve. You'll set your daily routines and habits up around your trading to ensure that you get the maximum out of your trading, because that's where your passion lies, that's where your love lies, and that's where you really want to improve on. It's going to be at the cost of a few other things in your life. If you don't like processes, if you don't like routine, if you don't have that mindset mindset where when you don't want to do something, you just don't do it. If you've got that mindset rather than doing the things you don't want to do, then you're going to fail, because obviously you're not going to do the stuff that's required of you. And if you don't like doing that, if you don't like saying to yourself, hey, it's 2 o'clock, I'm going to go to the gym now, and hey, it's 4 o'clock, and even though it's raining, I have to go outside and go for a walk. And at 6 o'clock, even though I want to go and have a pizza, and even though I want to go have a cheeseburger, and I want to go and have a cheesecake afterwards, I'm just going to have some lean meat and some vegetables, and I'm going to do the right thing. If you're not like that, if you don't like doing that, and if you don't have the motivation to change to be someone like that, then you're not going to have the mindset to bring into trading, because trading will not create that mindset for you. It's all well and good having a trading process and having a trading strategy and a plan and templates where you've got things written down. You make your market reviews for the week and have your outlines all set out in advance. But if you're not a person that knows how to follow the process, or if you're a person that doesn't like to stick to plans, you like to be a little bit more spontaneous, and you like to act upon things with emotion and a little bit of discretion, you're not going to make it in this game. You need to turn around and be that process-oriented person for the long term. And you got to have a love for the game. You got to do it for the sake of the game, really. If you love the game of trading, you're going to see it that way. You're not going to see it as, hey, I need to get into the markets every single day and I need to make money for my ego, because that's ultimately what it is. Like, look at this here. I'm doing backtesting, and so many people talk down about backtesting and say that it's not a great thing and it can't do anything. But I genuinely enjoy doing it. I genuinely enjoy the feeling of waiting for the price action to develop, waiting for my plan to come to fruition and be able to execute that plan, and then being right on it. Like, I love that feeling, whether it makes me money or not. It's like a little puzzle, you know. If you do a puzzle at home, like a jigsaw puzzle or something, and you finish it, you have an enjoyment for doing the entire act of completing that puzzle. Just because you didn't make money whilst doing that puzzle doesn't mean you can't do it, right? So you find yourself, when you become this kind of process-oriented person and this person who has a passion and a love for trading, that you would do it just for the sake of doing it, because you enjoy that. You enjoy being in front of the charts. You enjoy looking at stuff, whether there's money involved or not. And if you don't like trading, if you don't have that love for it, then why would you do the extra work? Why would you do the extra reps? Why would you sit in front of the computer when you could be doing other things? It all comes down to your motivation to improve in this game. And sometimes you'll have to hit bad times in order for you to find some sort of deeper inner motivation to improve your situation and improve your trading. Sometimes you just have to be knocked down so many times that part of you just says, fuck it, I'm going to give it a go now. I'm really going to do something about it. It's like a slap into reality at those points. And that happened to me several times. Yeah, several times. And it made me a better person and it made me a better trader. But without that slap down, then I probably wouldn't have found that motivation to start pushing forwards and doing things the way that they should be done. Just kind of surrendering. Sometimes you have to develop a love for it through surrender. Kind of figuring out, hey, this is the thing that I want to do, and I can see this is the most logical way in order to achieve my dreams in life. So I'm going to give it the proper attention it deserves. Sometimes you need to do that through just kind of surrendering to that process. It will remove that initial reason why you got into trading, and it will have you focusing just on the process. It will have you focusing on just executing trades correctly, managing them correctly. And that's what feels good. And you do it for that feeling rather than the P&L eventually. I mean, obviously you do it for the P&L deep down, but it's not the be all and end all for trading. It becomes a skill that you want to develop and improve on. And when you get into it, and maybe you're struggling through times at the moment and you don't have that love for trading, I've definitely had periods where I haven't loved trading. And even just in May, the other month, I absolutely hated trading. I thought I'd never be able to do it again, but here I am. On a long enough time frame, you'll see that life in trading is just a series of winning periods and losing periods. And in time, you just make the winning periods outweigh the losing periods, either in P&L or just time frame. And that you always make it through. So just never give up with it, basically. That's kind of what I'm trying to say here, and you'll find your love for it. So you might not love it at any given period of time, but it doesn't mean that your passion won't develop in time. I've been trading for over 10 years. It's been nearly 11 years, and I just have a deep passion for it, and just understanding how the market works, how it moves, how I can solve it, how I can get into it, how I can get out of it. I just enjoy looking at it. I don't know what it is, but all I can say is that I have had many periods where I've not loved it, but stuck with it or come back to it at the right time with a fresh mindset and always improved. It's not a clickbaity answer. It's not a fun answer. It's not an exciting answer, but it's just the truth. And to be honest, it's quite hard to build a social media presence talking like this, but it is the truth. It's just what everyone goes through on a long enough time frame if they stick to trading. You'll realize that it's not a linear thing. It's not a linear progression. It is up and down. And in those down times, you can hate it. In those up times, you can love it. But deep down, you'll just build a respect for the art of trading. And that's why you'll stick at it. And that's the thing that you'll start to focus on more in your day-to-day routines, in your day-to-day lives, in your day-to-day processes. It's about having a set of rules and a set of processes and sticking to them and acting on them correctly day in and day out. And that's what will give you the satisfaction. The money on top is just a bonus, but of course it is the underlying reason why we do it. But along the way, you'll realize that there's so much more to it. And when you do realize that, you'll start to love it more. And when you start to love it more, you'll start to improve more.